see me though, does it? Yeah, there we go. Okie doke, so sitting on your mat. So first of all, before we do any of that sort of more aggressive stuff, we want to just loosen the body up and get it ready for that. So we just rub those legs, rub those hands up and down those legs, rolling the hands up and down. And reaching towards those feet, sitting up tall, reaching down towards those feet, and then we start to stretch in through that hip, stretch through that back, leaning forward, sitting up. Pop those hands on the floor behind, roll those shoulders back and down. Lift that chest up high, pull those upper arms together, breathing in. Take that chin up to the sky, breathing out. Bring that chin down into the chest, pushing off those hands, putting those upper arms together. And then put that left hand on that right knee, push off that right hand and lift and turn the body round to the right. And then come back round to the front, put the right hand on the left knee, left hand behind and lift and turn round this way. And then come back round to the front, rubbing those knees, sliding those hands down towards those feet, letting yourself come forward. Holding onto the back of those legs, letting those knees come up, pulling that tummy onto those thighs. Bringing yourself forward, pushing your head over the top of your toes. And then pushing those knees down to the ground. Sit yourself up, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Put the hands on the floor again. Lift that chest up. So this is a similar exercise, but it's not as aggressive as the puppy one. So we're pushing that chest forward, lifting that chest up, squeezing those shoulders together, pushing through the seat bones in the floor. Pull that chin all the way down into the chest. Pull that chin down. And then lift that chin up. Keeping those upper arms pulling together, pull that chin down. Slide those eyes to the right-hand side of the right leg. Pull that left ear away from that left shoulder. Pull the back of the head so we're stretching through that neck on that side. And just turn that head a little bit right, a little bit left, and change the stretch through the neck. And then bring the eyes to the middle. Pull the chin down into the chest. Squeeze those upper arms together. And then turn the head over to the left side of the left leg. Pull those upper arms together. Tilt that head a bit left, a bit right. Pulling those upper arms together. Lifting that chest up, and then bring the eyes back to the center and bring the eyes back up. And then release those hands on those legs and round that back. So rounding the back is like child pose. And then slide those hands towards the feet. And then we're doing a bit more in the child pose because we're pulling the tummy onto the thighs. And then we can reach those arms over our feet. So we stretch our armpits. So I've got my fingertips, got my knees bent, my fingertips are down towards the arch of my foot, my toes are in my wrists. And I push those toes away, stretching through those armpits. Breathing in, breathing out, release, release those hands. Bring yourself up nice and tall, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. And then bring those arms up in front and let's roll down to the floor, all the way down to the ground. Bring those arms all the way over the head. Reach and stretch those fingers from the toes, push that right hand from the right foot. So now we're lengthening, stretching in a long line, pushing that right, bring that right hand over to the left side of the mat. Walk those feet left, lift the bum right and stretch. Reaching, stretching. And then come back to the center. Walk those feet, take hold of the left hand and pull the left arm over to the right side of the mat. Pop the right leg on the left leg. Keep those hips to the ground, stretching. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring those hands back to the center. Push those feet away, push those hands away. Then bring those arms all the way up to the sky. Bring those arms down by the side. Roll those shoulders up to your ears down. Pull them down. Push them towards the feet. And then push those upper arms and elbows into the ground. Lifting that chest up. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Breathing in. Breathing out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lifting up tall. Squeeze those upper arms. Breathing in. Breathing out, release the back down onto the ground. Bring that left knee into the chest, bring that right knee in. Lift that tailbone up off the floor, hug those knees. Release, lift the tailbone off the floor, hug those knees, release. Bring the tailbone up, hug the nose into the knees. And release. Pop the right foot on the ground, put the left foot. Straighten those legs and arms away. Breathing in, reach those arms away. Breathing out, bring those arms up to the sky, chin into the chest, and roll yourself all the way up. Hands on the legs, rolling all the way forward, soften those knees, rocking on side to side, and then push those knees down and sit yourself up nice and tall. So we give ourselves a bit of a limber up like we have, and then we can use the roller. So if you go to a chiropractor or an osteopath and they're going to mobilize your back, they don't do it immediately. They limber you up a bit and then they do it. So we've limbered up a bit. So now we're going to use the roller. So bend those knees up. I'm going to rest the bottom ribs on the roller. Elbows are on the roller. So we're going to take a breath in. We're going to breathe out. I'm going to push the chest, push these ribs, push this breastbone up to the sky. So I can use my elbows as well to lever myself up and let my head just fall down. Breathe in at the bottom. And then bring myself back up. And if I want to use my hands behind my head to bring my head up, I can. So now I'm going to move the roller a few centimeters up, breathing in. On the out breath, lower that head back to the floor by pushing the chest up. And again, I can use my arms on the roller to try to lift this breastbone up. If my neck hurts, I take my hands behind my head, support my head, and then I bring my head back up. And then I move that roller again a little bit more. And if I want, I can hold my head in my hands. Breathing in. And on the out breath, lift that tummy button to the sky, lift that chest up, let that head go down. And then bring that head back up. So as the roller gets further up towards your neck, it's harder to hold your head because your shoulder blades get in the way. So we can bring the elbows together in front of our nose, holding the head. We breathe in, breathe out, push. So if I have my elbows closer than wider apart, then it's easier on the shoulder blades. And then I can bring my head up. And then I can just, holding that head a little bit up, I can now roll that roller down to the bottom ribs, slowly down. And I can roll it all the way back up to the base of my neck. And I can roll it all the way down to the bottom ribs. And I can roll it all the way to the base of my neck. And I can roll it all the way down to my bottom ribs. And I can lean on that left a bit. And back. And then I can lean on that right a bit. And I can come back. And then pop the bum on the floor and bring your head up and just release yourself off your roller. Okay, so turning over onto the right side, I'm going to just rest down over it. So I've got my elbow on the floor and my body's off the floor and the roller's just moving under my armpit. So I'm just going to lower my ribs so they touch the roller. And then I can just move the ribs against the roller, and I can slide my right elbow away a bit so that I get my body lower on it, or I can keep my right elbow in. I can now lift my bum and move it away so that I move the roller up towards my armpit. I can move my legs down a bit, lift my body up, move it so that the rollers come up towards my armpit a bit. If that's too uncomfortable, I can support my head, push off the elbow, and I can lift myself off the roller. So you allow how much tension you want on the roller. And then move it up. So you keep moving it. I want you to go all the way up to where the arm goes into the arm joint. All the way up. And if you're comfortable with that, then you can lift the bum up and you can roll it. You can actually move it like that. But when it's a bit sensitive, you just got to lift and hop. So the right side and the left side aren't necessarily going to have the same feeling. So I'm just rocking forwards and backwards, and then I'm going to move myself back down. So we're going to go back down to the ribs, bottom ribs. All the way down. All the way down to here. Good. And if you want, you can go up it and down it again. If you're not, Sarah, are you okay? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, and then we can go just up into there. So where it feels sensitive is where you need to spend a little bit of time. And you just rock in and out of the sensitive area. So that's loosening up that shoulder blade. So now let's take hold of the head in the hand. So rest with it in that just below the armpit. And we're just going to roll back onto the back. And we're going to roll over that shoulder blade. So I'm going to support my head with my other hand. And I'm just going to roll over that shoulder blade up towards the neck. And just over that shoulder blade, underneath it and back. So I'm just mobilizing and I can rock my body around, just like somebody's got their hands on your back and they're just moving around that shoulder blade. And then put the bum on the floor and you can roll yourself up to sitting. So we're moving the massage. We're trying to massage with the roller. We're moving it from up and down here to over onto that and around that shoulder blade. So I'm going to carry on facing you. So I'm going to do my other side. So lean over the roller. So I think it's better to start at the bottom ribs because it's the closest area to the mat. Okay, so just rocking or rolling, rocking forwards and backwards on these bottom ribs. Rolling around here. Rolling forwards and backwards. And then keep moving, take it all the way up into that armpit. So again, you can support the head with the underneath hand, or you can support it. I can take my top hand around the back. And then I can get more under here. If you need your top hand to help you support on the floor, you can support with your bottom hand. And as with time, it will get easier. And then we just rock and roll that roller down a bit into those bottom ribs. So you want to get into where the main area is where is the bra strap area, because that's where the shoulder blade gets governed by those muscles at the bottom of it. So back to the bottom, back to the bottom ribs. And then we're going to go back through that shoulder. And so when I do it on this side, I get referred tweaking in the ribs on the other side. And that's all to do with how things have got aligned from, accidents that one has, how one sleeps, all the way down, being right-handed and left-handed, and then go all the way up and through. And then I'm going to move forwards on the roller, rest my head in my hand, and I'm going to tip my body backwards. So I've tipped onto that shoulder blade, And then I'm just going to roll. I'm going to hold the head with the other arm, and I'm just going to roll that roller across that shoulder blade, trying to get it up as high as I can. So I've leant back. So if I come to you at this angle, this is side on, take hold of my head, and I just tip backwards. So I'm looking at the sky, my tummy's looking more at the sky, and I'm just rolling over that shoulder blade, just bumping my bottom on the floor and just leaning on it, jiggling, bump my bottom again, jiggle, and then lift, roll forwards to lift yourself up and get off it. Okay, so we can use a tennis ball, which we have done around the shoulder blade, or we can use the roller. So I'm just showing you that you can use different things to do the same thing. Okay, so sitting yourself nice and tall. So now when you roll those shoulders up to the ears around the back, there should be more movement in them. They shouldn't be quite so stiff. Rolling those shoulders up to the ears, pop those hands on the floor behind, push that chest forward, soften those knees, and you should be able to get more of an arch. And then you can put those knees down, your hamstrings don't feel quite as tight. Bring those hands onto the legs, roll yourself forwards. Reach those hands forward towards the feet. Feel you've got more range under your armpits. And then sit yourself up nice and tall. Arms in front, roll ourselves down to flat. So now we've done the upper body, we're going to have a bit of a go at the lower body. Take those arms all the way over the head, reach and stretch. Feel that those armpits are able to open more. Push those fingers away from the toes. Breathing in. Stretching through that body, breathing out, bring those arms up to the sky. Bring that right knee in and bring that left knee in. Hug those knees into the chest and release. Hug those knees into the chest and release. Put that right leg out straight and bring that left knee in. Really push that right leg away and really pull this left leg in. So we're stretching through this groin, stretching through the quad, stretching through a bit of the hamstring. Now we're going to breathe in, and on the out breath, we're going to bring that left leg all the way over to the floor on the right. So letting that back, just lift up, trying to keep the shoulders on the floor, trying to push that left hand away, trying to turn those eyes to the left, trying to push that right leg straight, breathing in, breathing out. Push that left knee down. Follow the hip after the knee. Try and bring the breastbone to the sky. Try and push that left hand away. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then roll back onto the back. And bring that left knee in towards your chest again. So there are other ways to actually, we'll do the glutes sitting instead of doing it twisting the leg. Put that leg out straight. So sometimes we can put that left foot on the right knee and do that stretch, but we'll do it sitting instead today. So pushing those hands away and then bring those arms to the sky and bring that right knee in, pushing that left knee away. So we can do our quads when we lie on the side and roll over, or we can do our quads when we do the runner's stretch, pulling that knee in. Now pull this knee over the body. Pushing that knee down to the floor, putting that right hand away, turning that ear to the ground, lifting that hip up, following that hip after that knee, pushing that right hand away, lifting the breastbone up to the sky, breathing in, breathing out, push, breathing in, breathing out, push the hip after the knee, push the breastbone up, push the shoulder after the hand. Stretching through those ribs, stretching through that lower back, and then release onto the back and pull that right knee in again. Stretching those legs away from each other. And then put the right leg on the floor. Bring those arms up, chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. And then we're going to cross the left leg over the right leg. So my left leg's crossed. And I'm going to take the left foot and put it up towards my bum. So I just let this knee flop And I pull this left foot as far as I can. Keeping this left foot here, I take hold of that knee and I sit my body up and I pull this knee. I'm all in black and very useful. Pull that knee towards this shoulder. I'm pulling it towards the opposite shoulder, pushing my butt cheeks into the ground, and you'll feel a stretch through that bum. So really take your chest up high and push those seat bones down, and you'll feel the stretch through that glute. So this is exactly the same as the one where we lie on our back and put the left foot on the right knee and bring the right leg in. So hold this like this. Now push that knee into the hand. Breathing in. On the out breath, release and pull that knee in closer. Push the knee into the hands. Breathing in. On the out breath, release. Pull that right knee in closer. Left knee in closer. Now release that left leg and let the left leg slide so that your left ankle sits just above your right knee. Then we can do this one that we do as well. Put the left hand on the left knee, push that left knee down towards the floor. Yeah, holding, so sit the chest up. Now bring that left knee up into the left hand without letting the left hand move. So this is the one where we're lying and we push the knee into the hand, breathing in. On the out breath, release the push, lengthen by pushing the hand down on that knee and stretching further. So we stay straight in the torso when we do it this way. Push that knee up into the hand. The only problem is we slump our back. So we've got to keep lifting that chest up high, pushing that left knee into the hand, breathing in. On the out breath, release, push that knee down towards the floor. And then release. And then let that foot slide onto the floor inside of that leg and straighten that leg out. So just be gentle with the knee. So cross your right leg over the left leg. Pull that right foot up and let this right knee hang. So pulling that right foot up, letting this right knee hang. Take hold of the right knee and lift that right knee up towards the chest, pushing this the buttocks down into the floor, lifting that chest up. So I'm turning my body slightly as I lift my knee up. Breathing in, breathing out. Now push the knee into those hands. Breathing in. Breathing out, release, and pull that knee up towards the chest more. Pushing the bum cheeks down into the floor, pushing those seat bones, lifting that chest up. Keep the eyes horizontal. Push that knee into that hand again. Good. So eyes up, mum, looking at the back of the sofa. Hold on to this knee. Release the push of the knee in the hand, and then pull that knee further up. Push that seat bone down into the floor. Breathing in. Good. Breathing out and release that leg. Slide that leg over so that the foot rests just above the knee. Don't rest the foot on the knee joint. It doesn't tend to like that. So my left hand can just support my foot. My right hand goes on the right knee. Push that right knee down towards the floor. Breathing in. On the out breath, push that right knee up into the hand. Pushing, holding that, increasing that tension. Breathing in. On the out breath, release the push and then lengthen that leg down towards the floor a bit more. Hold it down low. Lift that chest up, breathing in. On the out breath, push that knee up into the hand. Push that knee up into the hand. Lift that chest up, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. On the out breath, release and push that knee down towards the floor again. Lengthen and stretch. Bring that chest to the ceiling. Breathing in. Breathing out, release. And then let that foot slide off the other leg and put it out straight. Just go gentle on those knees. Roll those hands down towards those feet, soften those knees. And you should feel that you're a bit easier in your stretch forward, having stretched your bum like that. Lift yourself up nice and tall. Push those knees down into the floor. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Okay, so now we're going to turn and do the chest. So we'll do the puppy and the child pose. So come onto all fours. Coming onto all fours, hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. So when we start off doing like we did sitting, so we're going to arch the back, so tailbone down, back comes up, push the eyes down, so we're arching it, that's like reaching down to the feet. And then we turn the tailbone up, eyes come up, belly comes down, chest goes forward towards the fingers, stretching through the front of the body. So often when people do this, the stretch is all in the lower back and not so much in the chest. Turn the tailbone up, eyes come down, back goes up. So here, often all the stretch up is in the thoracic, in the bra strap area, and less in that lower back. So when we roll forward in child pose, we stretch the lower back more. And then turn the tailbone up, eyes up, belly down. And this is how we extend in the puppy pose, because we make ourselves stretch more in that chest. So come into neutral spine. So lengthen the head away from the tailbone. So first of all, we're going to flex those hips. So we stay in neutral. Don't let that back bend up or bend down. And we just go backwards in that glide, keeping the body horizontal or parallel to the floor. Elbows are soft. Head is staying, eyes are looking straight down. Head staying in line with the spine. Bending at the hip. Pull the knees apart on the mat. Lift yourself up onto all fours. Breathing in. On the out breath, drawing the tummy in so that the pelvis doesn't turn. Gliding back, soft elbows. Lengthen that head away from the tailbone. Breathing in. On the out breath, lifting that body up onto all fours. Breathing in. On the out breath, one more. Pull the knees apart on the mat. Gliding back, soft elbows, lengthen the head away from the tailbone. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now, if we want to go into child pose from here, we can just let that back sink up and let the head come down. Push those arms forward. So we're now we've let the tailbone drop down towards the floor. And we're now stretching through that back evenly. So if we pull those knees apart and come up onto all fours, so I sometimes take my knees a bit wider apart in child pose. So we're going to go back into child pose, which means we let the tailbone rock down towards the floor as we go back. So now we're stretching through the back, stretching through those armpits, breathing in, breathing out. Pull those knees apart, come back up onto all fours. Now we're going to do the puppy. So we keep the thighs vertical to the ground. Get into neutral spine. So make your pelvis be in neutral. So that's tailbone. So just do the pelvic tilts. Tailbone up. So we arch the lower back. Tailbone down. Sorry, that's arching this way. The other way is sinking. Tailbone up, so we sink that lower back. So we concave back here. Okay, now find neutral. And now we're going to pull those knees apart. Create tension with your knees away from each other, so your glutes engage, and then slide those hands forwards so that your armpits come down towards the floor and your chest comes down, just like a dog does when it says hello to you in the morning. Bum stays high, chest down to the floor. Aiming to get that chin down, aiming to get that chest down. Breathing in, breathing out, then pulling those knees apart. I find it hard. You should be able to come up and drag your hands back, but I walk my hands back. Walk those hands back to all fours. Arch that back up, so tailbone down, eyes down. So we do the cat again. And then we're going to turn the tailbone into neutral, lift the back of the head up, so we're in that straight back or neutral spine. Push that chest forward towards the fingers, and then breathing in. On the out breath, slide those hands forward. Take that belly down to the floor, or that chest down to the floor, pushing those hands away. Reaching, breathing in. Breathing out. So in that position, push your hands down to the floor. Push those hands down into the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push those hands down. Release the push and sink the chest further down to the ground. Sink the chest further down. So your hands are here, you're sinking your chest further down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push those hands into the floor. Tensing through those arms. Breathing in. Release the arms and stretch a bit lower. Then pulling the knees apart from each other. Walk those hands back together. Back to the knees. And turn the tailbone down, push the back up. And then turn the tailbone up and push that back down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Seem to have lost Sarah. Come into neutral. Okay. Come down onto your elbows. Come down onto your elbows and lengthen your legs away from you. So slide those arms apart on the mat. So now we're going to get the glutes. Now we've stretched the whole body. Now we're going to get the muscles to do some work. So forehead on the ground, and just align yourself so that you might have to lift your bum up, lift your chest up so that you're straight. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, pull them back and down. Forearms are level with the long side of the mat. Turn the toes over so the toenails point to the floor. Clench the bum, tighten the thighs so your legs are off the ground. Draw your tummy in and lift that off the floor. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift the hands and forearms up and lower. Lift the hands and forearms up and lower. Lift the hands and forearms up. Lift the whole arm up. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Okay, let's just do a chest stretch and see the difference. So keep that left arm on the ground, put the right hand by the ribs. Tip the body to the left, to the right. So I'm looking right, my left ear's on the floor, and I bring my right knee up. So I stretch through that left chest. Roll that shoulder up to the ears, pull it down. Push that left hand into the floor. Lifting up, still lifting up with that right hand, right knee. Pushing that left hand into the floor. Breathing in. On the out breath, release the left hand and tip the body up so we lift the right side up. Breathing in. Breathing out. So push the left hand into the floor. Pushing my left hand into the floor, so I'm lying on my side, Jane. Left hand is in the pitchfork position. Right hand's flat on the floor, elbows in the air. Lifting up, and I'm pushing my left arm into the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release the push of the left hand, and then just tip the right side of the body up a bit more so we stretch through that chest. And then release and lie down to flat again. Put the right leg straight and put the right hand back in that pitchfork position. Turn the eyes to the left, so your left ear is to the ground. Bring the left hand up next to the ribs and the left knee up. Let that right arm just slide a bit away from the body. Roll the shoulder up to the ear, down and back. So we're pushing off this left side. Holding yourself in that tilt, push that right hand into the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out, pushing that right hand into the floor. And then release that right arm and lift the left side of the body up a bit higher and stretch that chest. Push that right arm into the floor. Push the right arm into the floor, stretching, tensing those muscles on the right. And then release and lift the left side up higher, stretching that right chest. Breathing in, breathing out. And then release. Let your body roll back to flat. Forearms are parallel to the long side of the mat, forehead's on the ground. So we go back into the exercise before. Clench the bum, lengthen those legs. Draw the tummy in, lift the belly off the ground. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, and lift the hands and forearms up and lower. And you may find you've got less restriction. Bring the hands and forearms up and lower. Bring the hands and forearms up. Bring those whole arms up into the air. And then pulse the arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them high. Pulse them up again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them high. Take those arms out straight like a scarecrow. Bring those arms up higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those arms again. Bring those hands down so they're behind your bum. Take hold of your hands together and open your chest. Legs are off the ground, still bums tensed. Lift those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the legs to the ground. Let those hands come next to your side. Forehead on the ground still. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Take hold of the hands behind your bum. Clench your bum, draw your tummy in. Push those hands down towards the feet. Push them away. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lengthen the legs. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lift those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release everything down to the floor. Bring those arms around. Rest them on the long side of the mat. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Clench the bum, draw in the tummy, lengthen the legs. And now lift that chest up, keeping those hands and forearms on the ground. So we're coming into the Cobra. Good. So now we're opening that chest, feeling those shoulder blades working together. And then release the whole body down to the floor. So this is also like the puppy pose. Breathing in, clench the bum, lengthen the legs, draw in the tummy. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, back and down. And lift that upper body up and feel that stretch through that chest. Good. Excellent. Look at those lovely bodies. Opening the chest, pulling it forwards towards the front of the mat without moving. And then release. And then again, breathing in, roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down, clench the bum. Lift that chest and upper body up. Belly's off the ground. Holding yourself here. Now slide those hands down to the bottom ribs and realize that you don't need to be, you're not supporting totally with your arms. So my hands are flat on the floor, elbows up behind, and then release my body down to the floor again. So hands are flat on the floor, breathing in, roll the shoulders up to the ears, down and back, lengthen the legs, clenching the bum, and lift that upper body up. Holding yourself just in that Cobra, don't come higher, breathing in. Now we're going to push off the hands so that we rock onto our thighs. Good, just onto our thighs, and then release the hands and rock back onto the belly. Draw in the tummy, push off the hands, rock onto the thighs. So that's the pubic bone, the thighs and the pubic bone. Clench your bum. Now straighten your arms and come onto your knees. Lift your thighs off the floor. Good. Good. Oh, hang on, Jane. Just onto your knees. And then back with the thighs, back with the tummy, head down to the ground again. So we're coming in stages. So I want you to learn to get that it's bending the hip. So we could bring a new one in here, which is bending the hip, but this is quite challenging. So basically bend your knees up, put your feet on the, so keep your legs on the floor, your knees are bent. Can you reach around and hold your feet? Yeah, hold your socks. Okay, good. So if you can hold your feet, so keep your full head on the ground, tighten your tummy, breathe in. Now I want you to push your feet into your hands and let your knees lift up off the ground. So pushing the feet into the hands, the knees lift up off the ground, and that's the hip bend that we get in that up dog. And then release. So hold on to your socks hard, Mum, and you're going to breathe in. On the out breath, push the feet away from you and let your knees lift off the floor. So you've got to clench your bum, push your pubic bone into the ground and lift those knees up. So the hands and feet go up to the sky and then release. Yeah. And then let go of those legs, let them go out straight. So the trick with that one, that's called boat. The trick with that one, and eventually you lift your chest up and you lift your hands and your knees up, your head and your knees. But what you mustn't do is push your tummy into the floor. You've got to have your belly engaged so you're not compressing the lower back. So when you bend those knees, take hold of those feet. As I breathe in, I push my feet and my legs lift up, but my belly's still lifted up. So in yoga, sometimes they do rocking on their belly, which I don't like because it's a lot of compression here. So I want you to stay from your pubic bone to your chest still. Okay, so that action is the same as this. So hands on the floor again, elbows in the sky. Breathing in, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Breathing out, clench the bum, lift the legs off the floor, tighten the tummy, lift up that chest. So we're resting on the bottom rib. So we're good at this part now. So hold there. So now we're going to breathe in, breathe out, rock onto those thighs. And we're good at this bit too, because we're on the thigh, pubic bones on the ground. Now we straighten the legs and we just lift the legs up, but the pubic bone's still got a string attached to the floor, pulling the pubic bone down, pulling the upper back and the chest up. Now, Jane, you can put your bum in the air and go back into child pose. So now in child pose, we're going to let that back stretch because we've been inverting it. So we're going to stretch it the other way. Good. Now pulling those knees apart, come back up onto the all fours, and we're going to lie on our side. On our side, so we're going to do the clam. So rest the head on the arm. So you're all excellent at this one. So remember the teaching points: hips stacked above itself, spine is straight, not sagging on the ground. Lift that top leg up, keeping those feet together. Lower the top leg down. Lift the top leg up. Lower it down, pulling from the bum. Feet stay together. Lift up and down. Clench and lift. Ease and lower. Clench and lift. Ease and lower. Clench and lift. Hold it there. Now, if you feel tight or restricted here, we could do the frog one first or the baby pose, but we haven't done that, so we'll be fine. Take that top leg backwards and together, back, together, back, together, back, together, back, together. Lower the knee to the floor, clench and lift. Lower, clench and lift. Lower, clench and lift. Lower, clench and lift. Lower, clench and lift. Hold there. Take this leg backwards again. Backwards, backwards, backwards. Two more. Back. One more. Feet together. lower it down, lift, lower it down, lift, lower it down, lift, lower it down, lift, 2 more, down, up, down, hold it up. Take that top leg back again, last one for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. Lower it down, so feel it in your bum. So remember your knee leads in that. Okay, now we're going to turn around, do the other side. Swing ourselves around. So resting on the floor, support that underneath head. Keep your head down and then your spine stays straight. So I put my top hand on my top hip because then I can feel if it's moving around. So if I drew a line through my spine, it would cut through the middle of my shins here. So lift that top knee up and lower. 2 and lower. 3 and lower. 4, down. Hold it at 5. Take that whole leg backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feet knee down and up for 1. Down and up for 2. 3, 4. Up for 5. Take that whole leg back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it up for 5. Last one. Back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower that leg down. Feel that in your bum. Okie doke. So rolling yourself around onto all fours. So we can do our Superman. Lengthen that head away from the tailbone. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the feet. So this is crawling, and I was talking to a friend yesterday who has a very disabled son. And the chiropractor, he is now 6, this child, and the chiropractor used to hammer on and on to him that he had to get this child to crawl, because if you can't crawl, you can't walk. So turning the inside of the elbows forward, pulling those knees apart on the mat and being in neutral spine, so pushing the tailbone away, feel the tummy muscles engage. So crawling is we lean onto that left leg, we engage with that left glute, and we tense that right leg and bring the right leg straight. We bring that right knee forward. We push that right leg out straight. We bring that right knee in. We push it out. We bring it in. We push it out. We bring it in. We push it out and hold it out. So the left knee, the left glute is supporting the body. Lower the toes to the ground, clench and lift. We're getting the glutes to work. Toes down, clench and lift. 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 Hold here. Bend that knee up. Push this foot to the sky for 5, 4. No sagging of the back. 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee through and put it on the floor in front of the other leg. So keep that neutral spine. Notice that you're very bent in the hip here. So pulling that right knee out, feel that glute engage. Slide those hands forward on the mat. Lift the body up and come onto that leg. Take that left leg out straight behind. Bring that knee to the elbow. Take that leg straight. Knee to the elbow. Keep the spine neutral. Out straight. Mum, chest down. Bring the knee to the elbow. Jane, chest down. Tailbone up a bit. Knee to the elbow. Out straight. Knee to the elbow. Hold it out straight. Toe to the floor and lift. Clench and lift. Ease and lower. Lift. 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 Lift, hold it here, bend that knee, push the foot up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee through so it goes past the other leg. Slide those hands forward, put that left knee on the floor in front. Pull the knees apart and you're going to clench and bring the body onto that leg. Rest those knees next to each other. Rest the weight on that right leg. Take that left knee backwards, ease backwards on that right leg. Put the left one on the floor behind. Take the weight onto that left leg. Ease that body back, feel that glute contracting. Walk those hands backwards. So I've got my right leg is behind my left one. Weight goes on the right knee. Push myself backwards. And then I can walk my hands too. So I've got my right hand back, left knee back. Weight goes on right hand and left knee. Left hand comes back, right knee goes back. Okay, going forwards, weight on my left knee. I clench with that bum and pull it out sideways slightly. Weight on my left knee, right hand. Left knee, right hand. Left knee, right hand on the floor. Left hand, right knee loose. Bring those two forwards. Weights there on the left hand, right leg. Lift off that left leg, right hand. So we use clenching the bum of the knee that becomes weight bearing, which is exactly what you do in walking. So we can walk backwards. So this, if we come back to the middle of our mats, that's a Superman. We're on all fours. We weight bear on the right leg, left hand. We lengthen the left leg, right hand. Which is exactly the same as what we did walking on the mat. We bring those hands and knees back in. Now we weight bear on the left leg, right hand, and we extend the other two. So what you've got to do here is imagine you are going to, so now put that left hand down in front of the right hand. Bring that right knee forward towards the right hand. And now you're going to lift up into Superman and put them in front of each other. So instead of tilting and twisting the spine, you keep the spine straight, which is the same as walking. Okay. Glide your body back into child pose. Reach those hands forward, stretch through that back. Pull those knees apart, bring yourself up onto all fours. Walk your knees forward. Swing your legs around, put them in front of you. So when you're doing tree pose or any of these poses, as you weight bear on the individual leg, you've got to engage the bum, engage the tummy, engage the shoulders. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Put the hands on the floor. Lift that chest up high. Pull yourself forwards with your heels. Bring those hands forwards on the floor. Bring them all the way up to the sky. Bring them all the way around, dust the floor. All the way up into the sky, palms together, pushing up tall, breathing in. Breathing out, release those hands. Rest them on the legs. And roll your shoulders.